So apparently, Boba Fett is getting a series or a movie. Who knows? We're going to dive into it in a second, but first and foremost, I want to let you all know that I am making an indie horror fantasy film. It's linked down below in the description box via a crowdfunding website. That's how I am getting the funds together on top of my own. You can check it out. It's down below. Support original filmmakers so we don't have to keep watching just constant rehashes of everything else non-stop. There's also a merchandise link as well. A lot of people have been asking for that, but it's actually been there for a long time. There's a Teespring store, so check it out. You can get posters, hoodies, and t-shirts for the film. With that being said, let's dive into this. Now, this actually comes off the back end of confirmation that Temuera Morrison, who is Jango Fett, Boba Fett, that he is now being cast in The Mandalorian. We didn't know whether it's clear-cut confirmation he'd be playing Boba, or whether he would be playing Captain Rex. Now, there's a thought that he's actually basically going to be doing double duty, but we don't know as yet. So, we've got a new rumour that Boba Fett will be in his series, a movie. I'm not overly sure how much of this I believe, because a lot of this can be Chinese whispers that are kind of pootled along down the stream, and it might be that this has been misconstrued by whoever's source it is, that this came from basically The Mandalorian. So we don't know, but let's get into it, right? So a new rumour details that Boba Fett project is in development at Lucasfilm for Disney+. Weird place for it if it's going to be a movie, I'll say, first and foremost, because they have their subscriber base. It's not going to increase exponentially just from a movie. And I did say that on another video with respect to Disney Plus, that you can do all of these kind of Mandalorians and things like that, and then I think that they should, if you're doing one of these series, you should do like a season finale or a one-off movie, but land it on the big screen, because everyone that's tuned into Disney Plus will go and watch it at the pictures, at the theatre. That's what they're going to want to do, and I think that's a cool way of doing it. But just giving a movie to Disney Plus doesn't seem to make much sense, because they're going to cost a lot of money. You're going to get that back from the subscriptions that you've got? Probably not. The best thing to do would be series, like they have been doing, because you can generate more income from that. But weird. Now, anyway, the rumour comes on the heels of the previous rumour that Temuera Morrison, the actor who played Jango Fett in Attack of the Clones, would be playing Boba Fett in The Mandalorian Season 2. Also, that he's going to be playing Captain Rex. Who knows? Also, the link to this article is down below in the description box. This is on Bounding Into Comics. Now, obviously, it does state that Fett might not be the only character that Morrison will play in The Mandalorian Season 2, because apparently Mickey Sutton claims that Morrison is playing two people. Jordan Mason also claims that Morrison will play another role in the show. He writes on Twitter, Boba Fett isn't the only role Temuera Morrison will play in the show. Kind of obvious, really. You don't need 10 brain cells to figure that out, but hey. And he tweeted specifically, looks around, whispers a small tidbit I also heard. Boba Fett isn't the only role Temuera Morrison will play in the show. Of course he's not. Why would you get him back to just have one person? Especially with his face covered. What would be the point? You could just get him to voice someone, right? It's exactly the same as Pedro Pascal is doing for The Mandalorian himself. He's not actually in the suit half the time. You just get Temuera Morrison to be a voice rather than be Boba Fett in the costume again. So anyway, many fans are hoping that the second role will be Clone Trooper CT-7567 or Commander Rex. Now, here we get into the other rumour. So while the previous rumour indicates that Morrison will return to play Boba Fett, this new rumour from Fandom Wire indicates that the character will be getting his own show or film. Now, this comes from Andy Signor. Now again, let's get into what he says, right? So he says, we can exclusively confirm that even more Boba Fett is in the works. It's important to stress that in development means teams connected to Lucasfilm are prepping and writing the following projects. It does not guarantee they will all make it to air. Right? So, before getting into the rest of the article and what he says, let's analyse that. Why would you have two bounty hunter shows next to one another? Why would you? That's you're flooding your market with exactly the same piece of material there. It's not. No, I cannot believe that this is the case. A movie, maybe. Another series where they both look the bloody same. Really? No, I don't buy it. Look, Disney is stupid. But are they that stupid? No, I don't think so. Why would you have two series where the lead walks around in a bloody suit that looks exactly the same as the other one? Why would you do that? Why? So no, I don't think a series is in the works. I think the highest chance of this being true would quite literally just be a movie. But then the even higher potential chance of this being true is only because I think that this is where people's wires are getting crossed. I think that, you know, someone at Disney obviously learned in advance that Tamora Morrison would be back in the back at Disney specifically, and they've passed down this information, you know, got their wires crossed, and basically he's just in the Mandalorian. But another series and another movie, no, a movie, yeah, maybe, but a series, no. There won't be another. I'd be really surprised. Let's put it that way. I'd be very, very surprised. It just doesn't make sense. It's not. That's bad programming. You're flooding the market with exactly the same, you know, by and large, exactly the same product. Now, in terms of the rest of it and what he says, so he says, as for specifics on this Boba Fett project, Signor details that it could either be a film or a TV series for Disney+. He does note that Disney does have quite a bit of material to mine for Boba Fett. He specifically points to director Josh Trank's 3-act pitch for Boba Fett, as well as James Mangold's creative details for his cancelled Boba Fett movie. But apparently a lot of this was actually worked into The Mandalorian. Along with these more recent projects continuing Fett's story in live action, there are also plenty of other sources they can mine as well. In 2002, Scholastic Inc. published a series of young reader novels focused on Boba Fett. The series was set between Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith and followed Boba Fett in his teenage years for 6 books. Now, there are also a number of extended universe books. Utini documents a number of books, comics, and short stories for fans of Boba Fett, including A Barv Like That, The Tale of Boba Fett, The Bounty Hunter Wars, Star Wars Blood Ties, The Dark Empire comic series, Legacy of the Force, and Fate of the Jedi. But again, that's fantastic art. But can you imagine 2 series where they look basically the same? No, it's not going to happen. There's even an omnibus that Dark Horse Comics published titled Star Wars Omnibus Boba Fett. Now, the article continues and states, look, if Disney does intend to include Boba Fett in Season 2 of The Mandalorian and then spin him into his own film or TV series, it would align with what Bob Iger laid out for Lucasfilm's short-term goals for Star Wars. True, but he's not an idiot, and having 2 products exactly the same is bad marketing. Iger explained in February the priority in the next few years is television, with The Mandalorian Season 2 coming in October and then more coming from The Mandalorian thereafter, including the possibility of infusing it with more characters and the possibility of taking those characters in their own direction in terms of series. But we've already learned that there may be an Ahsoka series and, you know, all these other bits and pieces. Why would you have 2 series with the same sort of male lead? That's asking a lot from Disney. 2 series with male leads? Please. Come on now. Behave. He added, so the priority for Star Wars in the short term is going to be, I'll call it television for Disney+, and then we will have more to say about development of theatricals soon after that. I can believe a movie, I can't believe another series. He then stated that Lucasfilm might also create content for Hulu. We are confident that the studio is going to continue to be a strong driver of operating income for the company, both on the movie front, but also as a great supplier of product, both original and secondary market for Disney Plus and for Hulu, by the way. Look, I'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you think? I think this is like legitimately nonsense. I think some people's wires just got crossed. And again, I know a lot of people will just go, why is it nonsense? You're talking crap. Again, it's Disney. They're in the process of making money. They're in lots of debt at the moment, billions. You're going to put two series together with an identical male lead, basically around the same kind of thing, bounty hunting. That doesn't sound right, does it? Like, it just doesn't sound right. So anyway, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know down below in the comments. If you're new here, do hit subscribe. Stay up to date on the world of pop culture movie news by hitting the bell notification icon. When you hit the bell notification icon, please do set it to all, not personalized, because YouTube will literally curate content for you. Check that you are subscribed, because no one's getting notifications anymore. That's how bad YouTube has got. Anyway, thanks so much. Take care.